This podcast is not safe for work and will feature movie spoilers. It will feature scenes described of a graphic nature. It will contain language which most listeners may find offensive. Welcome to the podcast Under the Stairs. The Monkey, directed by Osgood Perkins, based on the work by Stephen King and adapted for the screen by Osgood Perkins. The movie stars Theo James, Tatiana Maslany, Christian Convery, Colin O'Brien, Elijah Wood, Rohan Campbell, Sarah Levy, Osgood Perkins, Tess Degenstein, Danica Driver, Beatrix Perkins, and Kingston Chan. The synopsis for this movie is listed on IMDb. When twin brothers Bill and Hal find their father's old monkey toy in the attic, a series of gruesome deaths start. The siblings decide to throw the toy away and move on with their lives, growing apart over the years. So, The Monkey, the return of Osgood Perkins. We got Longlegs last year. Longlegs performed really well. And if you're at Neon, the distributing company for this movie, then you are just loving life right now because, a wee home run last year with many movies. It's becoming quite a powerhouse of a studio at the moment. But you had a home run in the horror genre with a little movie called Longlegs, and then your boy Osgood comes back in 2025 with what will be 2 movie releases. So it's a good time to be a fan of Osgood Perkins. Good time to be a fan of Neon. But Stephen King adapted. Now, Stephen King adaptations of late have been, for me, hit or miss, right? And I struggle to articulate what makes a bad Stephen King adaptation and what makes a great one. I think the ones that are bad are maybe the ones that stray too close to the source material. That being that Stephen King's, even early day Stephen King, let's be honest, he has a proclivity for not sticking the landing or maybe going a little bit out there in a way that a good movie would need to, round some rough edges and maybe change an ending or two. Maybe move away from space spiders. That's just an idea. And don't watch Dreamcatcher because why would you? So this adaptation of The Monkey is very different from the one penned. Although this one has the big old-fashioned Stephen King thumbs up of approval. He apparently very much likes this adaptation, which does make you wonder, not to throw shade at Stephen King again, why he's so forgiving of some people to completely change the source material in a movie like The Monkey, but not if it's in the pièce de résistance of Shining. But let's rein back from the abyss of talking about Maximum Overdrive. And let's talk about The Monkey, although in some respects shares the same bonkers sort of approach to horror that a movie like Maximum Overdrive does. So, swings round the bits, and maybe that's why he likes it. The Monkey is, I think, the first time we've seen Osgood Perkins try to do something that isn't inherently bleak at its core. This is one that has a big dose of humour right throughout it. And it works. Like Osgood Perkins, funny guy. And he certainly injects the movie with that kind of gallows black humour. The big kind of changes in this one are related to the twin brothers, the monkey not having the same instrument it's supposed to, and the very over-the-top gruesome deaths. Now, I will say all of these are pluses. I enjoy the dynamic of the twins. I enjoy their story. As ludicrous as it gets, the further it gets on, and by the end, it's hella ludicrous. I was kind of always on board with it. I was kind of always rolling with it. and thoroughly entertained. I will say this movie's entertainment value is top-notch, chef's kiss good. Its attitude towards gore as well, it spares not when it comes to gore. There's plenty of really, really violent, really, really bloody deaths in this one, where the camera just stays right there. And as a horror fan, he knows what he's doing. He knows who he's appealing to. He's making his fans happy. Also, the humour worked for me. I know sometimes horror comedies can be a bit of a fickle feature to work your way through. Sometimes either the comedy is overbearing for some and the horror isn't strong enough, or it's vice versa. The horror is too overpowering and the comedy's somewhere lost. I found this one to have a very nice balance all the way through, even though it does have a very fantastical nature about that. And I'm not just talking about a death-cursed monkey toy. I mean, in terms of you have to really suspend your disbelief in order to kind of make your way throughout the movie. But once again, for me, it worked. I found the pacing in the movie was nice and crisp. This one is under an hour and 40, gets right to it. I loved the idea of the narration. It kind of reminded me a little bit of John Dies at the End, the Don Coscarelli adaptation of the apparently unfilmable novel. Kind of reminded me that way as well. Like I say, the inner dialogue really, really worked for me. And that, in a lot of respects, adds a lot of humour. It's always great to see Elijah Wood pop up in the movie, especially when he's playing the character is in this, the kind of self-help, parental, Bible-thumping guru guy. So it all really worked for me. I found the pacing enjoyable. I found the score really good. I found the practical effects and the special effects really good. And if you can roll with the kind of exponentially ludicrous nature of the setups, then you're in for a good time. If you're a person that really likes his kind of horror comedies still grounded in an idea of realism, then this movie will probably fall apart like a paper mache doll being pissed upon. For me, it all worked right throughout. I would say that it maybe loses a tiny little mark for me in that I do kind of feel like I could point out elements that I had seen in other movies. It didn't feel as original as a movie like Longlegs, which granted also picks and chooses from different source material. I just think it cohesively weaves it a lot better in that medium than it did here in The Monkey. So overall, I'd give this movie a 4.5 out of 5. Really enjoyable, a ton of fun, very gory, very over the top, thoroughly entertaining, and a short watch. And like I say, when it comes to cinematic horror movies, what more do you want? Ladies and gents, what more do you want? So there you go, a 4.5 out of 5 for The Monkey. We're going to take a very short break. When we come back, we're talking about the Valentine's Day released slasher horror slash rom-com. I'm aware that I did 2 slashes. Kill me. And we're going to be talking about Hot Eyes. We're going to be doing it right after this.